Hello and welcome to the Grounded Platinum Trophy and 100% playthrough. For the Platinum Trophy, we need 100% the game and then complete New Game Plus. On PSN profiles, the game is a 3 out of 10 difficulty, requires 2 playthroughs and 75 hours of game time. That's pretty accurate from our analysis. I played with Miles on this one. It's pretty accurate from our analysis. He probably played about 80-90 hours. I played about 50 to 60. He played a little bit more than me. It was his save that we were playing on, so he loved the game and he played a little bit ahead of me. So if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe just to get into the nitty gritty details as we're getting into this. Is the intro to the game. The first thing you see when you start the save and things like that, and introducing you to the game. So nitty gritty details to 100% the game. We need to complete all the bosses. We also have to do a bunch of random tasks to earn some trophies, but that's not really a part of the 100%. But yeah, we got to do all the bosses, complete the trophy, collect all the collectibles, find everything on the map. Literally every single item on the map needs to be found. We have to scan every single creature. And yeah, it's a true 100% game. It did take us a while to find everything on the map. We won't really see that in this video. I sort of skipped through that, but it did take a while. There's a lot of building, a lot of construction. You have to do all the mini challenges around in the yard as well. They're called mixes or remixes. What are they called? I can't remember. We'll get to them. We'll get to them. We'll see some action. You have to complete basically everything. Like I said earlier, the trophy's 3 out of 10 difficulty. That really depends on what difficulty you play. You can play on the easiest difficulty. You can change most of the settings as well without locking trophies away. I must admit, I'm going to admit it, we played the game on normal difficulty for the entirety, except for the Broodmother boss, which was just ridiculous. And we'll see that coming up as well. So we're coming up to the start of the game here, the very beginning. We earn a couple trophies pretty quickly off the trot. So you can see we are now miniaturized. This game, I played this game with Miles and it was really fun. This game would be a blast with 4 people. It's one of those games where the more the merrier. I think all survival games are sort of like that. The bigger your group, the more fun it's going to be, I think. Also, the more difficult because you've got to get 4 times the resources to sort of do everything. Our first thing was testing if friendly fire was on, and yes, we can confirm friendly fire was on. Shortly after that, we do some cooking. I'm going to start earning our first trophy here. So after doing some cooking some bugs. Takes some time, of course.
I could use something to drink.
You can see I'm struggling on water. Water's very sparse at the beginning of the game. That machine we use to analyze things, that'll be coming up shortly. And then after our bugs are finished cooking, we earn the trophy Fun Dining for cooking a bug on the roasting spit. You can see there. Our next trophy comes pretty quickly. Resourceful, like I said, that's for analyzing 15 resources on that machine. Miles was the one who did that while I was out gathering some resources. Our first story-related trophy. So this is the Oak Tree Lab. I've tried to include as much content of the labs and things like that as possible. Some of them take a while. Some of them are sped up. Some of them are cut through and sped up. But I've tried to include as much as possible. But this is the Oak Tree Lab. This is the main sort of lab. This is the safest of them all. This is where we see our good friend Burgle. He basically gives us upgrades and things like that.
That name is going to get tiresome.
And it's good source of water in the labs as well, because they have the water coolers that never run out. You can see here all the different labs that we have to go to. Hostile presences, that's a boss. We have to verse him as well. See, I'm just sort of looking for any sort of collectibles. That's the analyzer I talked about before, where we analyzed 15 items. That was our last trophy. You got to continue to analyze things because we've got to get max brain power for another trophy, and the only way to increase brain power is by analyzing things. So there we go. Save Burgle after the oak tree explosion. So Miles went and had a chat with Burgle, which unlocked that trophy while I was gathering or analyzing some items. And then just cutting it forward a little bit.
I am ready to prove my creation's full potential.
The Oak Tree Lab unlocks the
Burgle,
ASL
I'd
station.
like to record some messages for my family
So
in
we're
case
just
things do
unlocking
not
here.
go as planned.
And you can see there that gives us like a tape, a super chip. We've got to find all of those. And the science shop and the Burgle quest. So for the science shop, we have to buy, or sorry, for the Burgle quest, I suppose we have to complete every single one of these Burgle quests for 100% of the game as well. And then we need to buy every single chip from the science shop as well. So just by buying one, we get the science rules trophy. Purchase your first upgrade from the ASL station. So we've got to buy all of those. The key thing with buying all of these is to really not spend your science points on anything else. There's enough science points to buy everything in the shop, but just enough without having to. Because if you do it on New Game Plus, you have to buy all the New Game Plus things as well. So you need to do it on your first run, otherwise you're going to be in a world of strife. And then there's enough science things going around, and especially with all the challenges and things like that. But be careful, is what I would say. Don't spend too much on other things. So we're in the hedge here, a pretty dangerous area at the very beginning. Well, I mean, it's a fun area. When we first entered, it was pretty dangerous, but it gets a little bit easier the later on as we go. So growing pains, this is for obtaining our first mutation. So you can see there, mutation detected, natural explorer, level 1 out of 3. So by getting that mutation, we get our trophy, growing pains. We don't actually have to get every single mutation in the game, which is actually pretty good. You don't have to level them up either. There's two things you need to do for 100%. Get every mutation and level them up. And then the second one is get the gold card for every single creature. They're the two things you don't have to do that probably could have made you do. I'm glad they didn't, but yeah. It's not 100% true, 100% like Final Fantasy VII, where you literally have to do everything. But it's in my opinion, it is one of those 100% that feel like a good 100%. Anyway, getting a little bit distracted. As I said before, some of the speed ups. So this is the hedge lab. I thought it would be fun to just show the hedge lab. It's a bit of a maze. I got lost a ton of times. I've cut out the parts where I was lost. I think just there was the cut where I was lost. You can see that the time changed. It is a maze. I mean, the hedge maze is sort of in the name, isn't it? But anyway, what are we here for? This is the hedge lab. So we've got to go to all the different labs and collect a chip. Some of them have bosses, some of them don't. But the main lab is the Oak Tree Lab. That's where you sort of got to go back to all the time and things like that. See, we're just collecting all the collectibles on the table there, all the things. That's sort of what we need for 100% as well. But we just skipped over a trophy there. Hedge Lab. That's for completing the Hedge Lab. That was for getting all the items there. And then I missed a trophy as well. I do apologize for this. That was for obtaining 20 sites on the map. So you can see when we go to new areas, it will pop up, oh, you discovered this site. I missed that trophy, I apologize. There's no more, or there's technically one more trophy that we missed, but I do have footage of it, which is lucky. You can see here I'm just fighting through some of the robots. Now you got to make sure that you scan the robots, because if you don't and you kill them all, they do not respawn. So you need to make sure you scan all the robots. There's a few missable scans, I suppose, so you just got to be careful of that. You can see we're actually, this is a new lab. We're in the pond lab this time. There's an underwater lab. It's a very, very hard lab to get to. It's almost like it's a gate checking lab, because you need to have underwater gear to get here. So you need to, it's a gate check essentially. And it stops you, once the labs, to get more things, to build more things and armor and weapons and like the zip line, for example, which helps you get around the map, you need to complete the labs. So it's like a gate check to get that in the game, essentially. You can't just go out and do it. You need to complete the lab. So we're here in the pond lab, as I've mentioned before. So just collecting everything that's not nailed down, which is on brand for me, even though it's just Brussels sprouts. But I mean, it's good food. You don't have to spend time cooking when you have 30,000 Brussels sprouts around. I'm pretty sure my inventory was a bit full at this stage, so I was struggling to pick them all up towards the end. Or maybe not. I'm pretty sure I was. I'm pretty sure I had to drop something somewhere along the lines. Then we got the super chip. And then the collectible, the Super Disc 2. Like I said, we need to collect all of those throughout the game. And yeah, by touching that computer, we get the Pond Lab trophy. Our next trophy coming up is protein shake. Sorry, not potion shake. Protein shake. So this is for building 5 different super smoothies or smoothies. Or crafting, I should say. You don't really build a smoothie, do you? Crafting a smoothie and then consuming 5 of them. As you can see there, I just built 5 random ones. They have to be 5 different ones. It can't be 5 of the same ones. So I built 5 of the different ones, and there we go. Protein shake. Our next trophy coming up is get yoked. So there's these big teeth around the map that are on the rock 100%. After collecting 20 of them and putting them into your permanent stats increases, you get the trophy, get yoked. We're up here in another lab now. We're in a black anthill lab, and like I talked about before, boss time. So this one, yeah, so you're scanning in there. This is the only time you can scan the assistant manager. If you kill him without scanning him, you're screwed. There's literally no way to get him again. You have to start a new game or go back to a previous save. But yeah, just giving Miles a quick revive there. I'll solo the boss. Don't worry, he solos the boss later as well. We take it in turns. Anyway, so I decided to keep the whole fight in. I thought it was. I tried to keep all the boss fights in as much as possible. I feel like it's my style to do that. I've done that in a few other videos as well. I find it's fun to be able to watch the boss fights, even though it's like really sped up. I don't know if it's just me. Let me know down in the comments, but I can still, even though it's sped up, I can still see what's happening. Yes, it doesn't feel as tense or as dangerous as it might in normal speed, but I can still see what's sort of going on. You can see we're just basically dodging lasers and then whacking away at the system manager. I've switched to my rapier here because I needed more health. So the rapier steals health. So you can see my health on the bottom left. I'm basically one tap, and there we go. The lasers got me right at the end. I'm glad Miles is there, otherwise we'd have to run back. But defeating the assistant manager allows us to access the main part of the Black Anthill Lab, which will give us the trophy Black Anthill Lab for completing the Black Anthill Lab. You see, we're just wandering around. I'm just looking just to make sure that they're not missing anything that's not bolted down. We're on top of the arena here now. Unlocking the door, and then we pick up the card.
Production of raw science concentrate has been, for better
and that gives us the trophy.
Spread across the
Now we have a couple trophies coming up really quickly here. A couple just miscellaneous trophies. So first one, lounging around. This one is for building a lounge chair and sitting in it. Well, not really building it. You just got to sit in a lounge chair. It doesn't matter who builds it. The next one is zip lines. Like I said, you got to complete all the labs to get the zip lines. This is our first zip line that we built. This is to the top of the wall. Or, I don't know, the upper yard. I think it's what it's commonly known as, to the top of the upper yard, because it's a bit of a pain to get up there without a zip line. So our first zip line was up here, which coincidentally was greater than 100 meters, which gave us the Webmaster trophy for zipping across a team-made zip line longer than 100 meters. And you're getting a lot of zip lines further in the game, and then you can see I accidentally went flying. Fortunately, I was hoping Miles was going to do the exact same thing, but he did not. He was smart enough and realized I was not. Our next trophy coming up is another miscellaneous one. Friends in low places, taming a bug as a pet. So basically just giving a sugar water to one of the aphids, and they just follow you around essentially. They don't do anything for you. Our next trophy, beefing up for crafting our first tier 3 item. That was for the axe. Actually becomes my main weapon for a while at this stage. And then I thought, why not just quickly access photo mode to give us underexposed for accessing photo mode. You can see here I've screwed the camera angle up, and it took me a little while to figure out how to get it back. Just like it took me a little while how to figure out how to get into photo mode, to be honest with you. But anyway, Splinter Master, that's for crafting tier 3 arrows. Just quickly crafted some of those to get the trophy. And then as I was dying, some raw science came in that gave us level 10 brain power. Like I said, collecting them in the world, analyzing things and things like that. Everything gives you brain power basically. And so that's what we got. Moving on to our next trophy, which is called Fortified. So we built a lot of these mushroom bricks throughout the game. We use these for the last sort of, I wouldn't say wave defense, but the last story mission, which is a wave defense, so it's accurate. But we use these a lot just to protect the areas and things that we need to protect. But before that, I quickly just go upstairs and do some building. Just a quick wall, because why not? And then essentially by building a mushroom structure, mushroom brick building, it says, by building any of them, I get the trophy Fortified. But I don't waste the materials, I can knock it down straight away, because, well, we don't really need it here. Going on super speed now. So this is the Mant boss. So this is probably, I can't remember if this is an optional boss. I'm pretty sure this is an optional boss, but it's one of the first sort of real bosses, I suppose you could call it. You can see there I'm using my trusty axe, my tier 3 axe. But actually, no, I wouldn't even say it's one of the first bosses, because if you die on this boss, you can just run back, which I think we'll see me do shortly. But it's a boss. It was a tougher boss. I mean, yeah, every boss gets tougher. You can see, yeah, I'm running back. It doesn't, every time it kills you, it does gain some health, but you're still allowed to run back. So as long as one person holds him off, you're usually okay. Yeah, they died again, which wasn't great. And again, because once you die once, you know, your armor's getting a bit shredded. I had really bad shit. You can see I'm still using a tier 2 or a tier 1 weapon there, and then I got my axe as tier 3, which is pretty close to being destroyed. You can see down in the bottom. Oh no, it's destroyed now. You can see in the bottom of my axe is destroyed, so I'm back to a tier 2 club. And I had tier 1 armor, I believe, at this stage, so I was like basically getting one tap. See, like, yeah, see, I'm just getting absolutely shredded throughout the whole thing. But we do get there eventually. See, I'm just standing in the corner, just not to die, just not to give him any more health. Because every time, like I said, every time he kills you, he gives you a little bit more health. So just stand in a corner, just stand alive. Just in case Miles dies and needs to run back, I can then jump in and just fight him essentially. Ignoring the ants, trying to get the final hit on him. Doesn't matter who gets the final hit. Team effort. But Tidy Whiteys is the trophy for completing, or sorry, for killing the Mant. So that unlocks the Black Anthill Lab. Sorry, no. That unlocks part of this lab, I should say. I can't remember which lab this one was. I swear it was in the Black Anthill area. It was definitely in some sort of anthill. I just can't remember what. We're trying to figure out where to go from here. Because we unlocked some doors and we were just like, we know we've unlocked something, but where do we go? And we end up finding the area. And that gives us Raisin Man. That's for finding Dr. Wendell Tully. Who's the main guy? He's the main brain scientist. Brain. And then we unlock Flavorful as well. That's for obtaining 10 scab color schemes. The scab is basically just your UI. And you see here I'm just throwing rocks into the basketball hoop. You got to get a shot from over 40 centimeters away. Unfortunately, the basketball hoop was not far enough away from on top of the building to count as 40 centimeters, so had to move it around because I did get a basket just before. And then I built this tower so I could do it from even further away and just throwing some rocks in because rocks count as basketballs. See there? Got it. From downtown. Only took me 3 shots from the moved basketball hoop. Pretty impressive. Exoskeleton is our next
now.
trophy coming up. Equip a matching set of tier 2 armor. Like I said in that last fight, wasn't really going into it with a strong pair of armor, which was a bit of a mistake on my behalf, but what can you do? Now, wolf spider, it spawns near our base and does a wander. We've actually had to kill them before. This is one of the trophies that do require you to get the final hit. So Miles initially got the final hit on the wolf spider when it first came to our base, and he needed to kill it. It took us about 20 deaths each. We were just dying over. Luckily, he was running to our bed. But anyway, went out with some strong gear, killed the wolf spider, and got the trophy Face My Fears. And then at that stage, I realized that the wolf spiders are not really that strong, and that we can kill them easily at this stage. Unfortunately, there's orb weaver spiders, which are very strong, not bosses, very strong, and they are a pain. Anyway, we're on top of the gas canister here. So this is a pivotal moment in the game. Sticky hands, plug the haze canister. This is a pivotal moment because once you plug the haze canister, the haze goes away over the area, and then mutated bugs start spawning in the garden. So mutated bugs do not spawn in the garden before you plug it, but after you plug it, they start spawning. So it's like almost a phase 2 of the game once you plug that canister. Anyway, onto the super duper. So some stage we unlocked this and we were like, what the hell was the super duper? Because we needed to do this for a trophy, and then I did some googling and realized that, hey, we actually unlocked this a while ago. Essentially, the super duper will let you duplicate any item for resources or for science. For the trophy, I just picked up one of the cheapest items, which was 50, because like I said, you don't want to be using the science for anything other than buying things in the shop, because there's only a limited amount, and that earns us the trophy Super Dupe. This is a tough trophy. I spent ages trying to get this trophy. It's killing a bug with an arrow from over 30 centimeters away. Now, it's a pain because you don't know how far the bug is away. If the bug doesn't die in one shot, then you have to try and follow up a second shot. And then if it's an aggro monster, it's either going to come towards you. If it's not an aggro monster, it's going to fly away from you. So it's really tough if you don't kill it in one shot. So I also had a few troubles with this trophy as well, because there's wasps that spawn around this area. And you can see my gear is pretty weak. I'm pretty weak at this stage still, especially just to fight off like, sorry, not wasp, mosquitoes, to fight off like 3-4 mosquitoes all the time. And I just want to sit there and just try and shoot down these stupid flying gnats. But I've sped this up, and this is like my 4th try. This is like, I've probably been here for an hour, honestly, in different areas too. And then I finally just get one. You can't even really see it, honestly. It's that hard. I've heard that this is even glitched in some games. You need to like do certain things, but finally got it. Aim small. I was so worried about this trophy. I thought I was never going to get it. Like, honestly, I thought I was never going to get it. But moving on, thankfully, we get the glob job, which is for upgrading a tier 3 item to the max level at the smithing station. So that's with it's just basically increasing the level of a tier 3 item to max. We have to do this well, we don't have to do this, but we do this anyway just to get the best stats out of our equipment when we fight the bosses. So we just go through and upgrade all of our gear. And then now we're actually, at this stage, we've completed all of the story. We're in the cleanup phase, essentially, to get that 100%. So at this stage, this is one of the bosses. You can see my nice sword here. I actually have tier 3 sword and armor here. So at this stage, we're up to the boss, and this is the hedge broodmother. So this is the first sort of boss that we have to do. Like I said, we have to change the difficulty on the broodmother. It's not this one, it's the infected broodmother, which was wild. That thing was just like, it just one-shot you. We got through the first 2 phases. Well, I'll talk about that later, but we got through the first 2 phases. But this is sort of the first one. I think there's 4 bosses. You got the broodmother, the wasp, the mantis, and then the infected version of the broodmother. I'm surprised there's not infected versions of all the bosses. I'm really glad there isn't, because that was a tough fight, but I'm a bit surprised. I feel like that was probably their intention, but they just decided not to do that. But by killing the broodmother, we get the Mum Jean's trophy. You get a whole bunch of cool, I wouldn't say, I don't know what's the right word, materials to build some cool gear. And so we actually, after that fight, we actually fought her a couple more times to get some good gear. You can see here the mantis. The best strat we had for the mantis was one person sort of whacks him from behind, the other person sort of cuts him around the tree with some arrows. So we do this strategy a couple times. Like I said, you have to scan all the bosses too. So you just see me there, just scanning the boss quickly before I forgot that we got one through mother. But we end up having to fight her again anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. So yeah, just shooting through, doing some fighting. Sped this one up. I must admit, it's a bit of a boring fight. I apologize, but it's a strategy that works. He does jump on you, and it does become really annoying. You gotta fix the distance, but honestly, I don't think it was that hard of a fight. Like, we did this one and the Brood Mother first go. We actually did all three of the main bosses the first go. To access the infected Brood Mother, you need to beat all three bosses, and then you have to get materials from those three bosses to craft a sandwich to spawn her. So that's why we do it one at a time. You do need materials to do so. But by killing the mantis, we get the assassin trophy. Our next sort of boss, this one is actually, I didn't expect this boss, to be honest. I completely forgot about it until I just saw it now. The director Smector, he is the evil bad guy. Don't ask me about the story, because honestly, I just don't know. He's the bad guy. He's the evil guy. And this is a missable one as well, because this is the only time you can actually fight the director. You just want to stand in there. Don't ask me about the story, because honestly, don't know. This is the evil guy. I believe, from memory, I believe that this guy was the guy who forced everyone to go small. Then he plans to use it for his own capitalistic gains. And you're essentially the victims to sort of test its vileness. That's what I think, but don't quote me on that, please, because honestly, I played survival games like this. I play more for the gameplay, not the story. The story's like a bonus. The story's good, the story's good. I didn't feel like the story was very good in Grounded. I feel like you had to go out of your way to understand the story in Grounded. It doesn't tell you the story. Which, for a survival game, it's not that bad. Like, the story's there if you want it, but if you don't want it, you don't have it, sort of thing. So, Omniant for killing the director, which is the big bad boss. Decorating our house a little bit. Just building some things around. For this trophy, the reason why I'm doing this for this trophy is called Chillax. We need to get to a... we need to unwind at a base while experiencing max coziness. So I'm just building some chandeliers. You have to build different things as well, because if you build the same thing, it gives you less and less coziness. So you're building different sort of chandeliers there. All the bosses have a chandelier, so I was building some boss chandeliers. Anyway, these were the mixes I was talking about earlier in the game that we have to defend. We have to defend these mixes. It's like a wave defense. You can see that they have just walked past it really quickly. You see it there. There it is. Mixer. So they're essentially wave defense. I believe there's about 12 of them around the map. This is the last one. And for the most part, we have some pretty strong weapons now. So for the most part, they're pretty easy. The only thing that annoys us was when they come from different angles. So this is where having more players would really help, because we had to build walls so they didn't stop, so they didn't just come up and sneak attack the mixer. Because if they start attacking the mixer, they will destroy it in 2 hits. So it's really a mission of just funneling them into where you want them to be, because we can only be in one spot at a time. So yeah, it's really just making sure that nothing sneaks up. You can see the roly-poly trying to come through. So this is about a 3rd or 4th try, because obviously we didn't have walls here first. We built the walls, but then they broke through the walls and things like that. So we've learnt sort of where they come from and what will come. And here we're just waiting for the overdrive to complete. And as it completes, we get the trophy mini mix-a-lot for completing all the mixes in the yard. So we need to do that, 1 for the trophy and 2 for the quest. The burgle quest, I mentioned before, all 60 of the burgle quests, so we have to do that regardless. Alright, moving on to our next boss. So this is the wasp boss. This, you have to go into the shed. It's a bit of a journey to get to this one, actually. Actually, all the bosses are a bit of a journey, but this one, yeah. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. You're not going to see much of the boss in this one, unfortunately. You're going to see all of about 30 seconds. And that is it. And, yeah, I'll just do it. Credit where credit is due. Miles basically just soloed this boss. I was absolutely useless. You can see me. I was just getting wrecked, poisoned. I got a quick revive, which was good, but it wasn't really helpful. I just get overwhelmed by the wasps and the drones. It was just hopeless. And I thought, if I respawn, can I rejoin the fight? The answer is no. But the door does open eventually when Smiles kills the boss, and we get the Mew Sting trophy. So, apologies, we didn't get to see much of the wasp boss, but unfortunately, that's how it is. We need to make an offering to all 4 of the ant queens, all 4 of the different ants' nests. So you can either choose to become their friend and they give you a pet, or you can choose to poison them and kill them. It's your choice. It doesn't really do anything. You have to also scan all of them. But by dealing with all 4 of the ant queens, you get the Royal Arrangements trophy. And then our final keeper. By peeping all the animals, or like scanning all the animals, we get the trophy. Got to peep them all. So we actually had to go back to a previous save on this one because it glitched on us. So that's why you saw me just quit straight out of that. But as soon as we got to the infected broodmother, quickly scanned her and then just jumped out. All right. So this one was a bit of an annoying one. It took me longer than I would like to admit. And another one where I was going to be like, oh, it's going to take me forever to get this trophy, but it's performing 10 perfect blocks in a row. You can see here the Lawmite is a pretty easy one to do. He just jumps up and does the exact same thing, so he's really easy to get. And yeah, that's what we did, Blockbuster. To 10 perfect blocks in a row on the Lawmite. The problem I had was ants were spawning up behind me, which was a pain. And you can see I've got the full scythe now. You can get this from I can't remember which animal, which one of the bosses, but enough boss parts and you do it. And you think the boss is dead there, but no, it has a second phase and then it has a third phase. I love phase bosses so much. Yeah, no, I don't. I just give me one far, like honestly. Especially when you like get it down to 0, it looks dead and then it just revives itself. Rarely ever do games have to like do that well. I would rather like a whole second boss just jump in, to be honest with you. At least that would make sense. But anyway, yeah, like I said before, we had to turn this fight onto easy. It wasn't easy, it wasn't super easy, but you see how much the top fire is, and you just like on normal difficulty, this guy just like one taps you. Like, I'm not even joking, he one taps you. And it wasn't fun. We spent, I think it was 4 hours into the video recording time trying to beat this thing, and we were just struggling. It was late at night. We were just struggling. Well, it wasn't that late. It was 9 o'clock, but we've been playing since like 2. So yeah, we were struggling. It's a tough boss. Honestly, if you can beat this boss on any of the difficulties other than the easiest difficulty, my hat is off. This is a tough boss. I don't even know if we'd be able to do it, to be honest. Like, maybe if we had like really good gear and we just spent like ages getting the best gear from the other bosses. But anyway, creepy crawler for killing the infected broodmother. So we're basically at the end of the game here. You can see we're 39 out of 46 trophies. There's only a couple trophies left. Obviously it's technically 45 because one of them is the platinum trophy. So 6 trophies left. What are they? Well, the first one on our list is the wave defense I was talking about. So you got the 3 mixer modules at the top there. So this is for brewing the Embiggening cocktail. This is the final story mission. You can see where all those mushroom bricks I was talking about went. So Miles and I both picked a different side to defend. We funneled them in to 2 lanes essentially. And yeah, we went out and defended the lane. Miles basically defended the left side, I defended the right side. See, I'm coming up to give a bit of an assistance here, if necessary, just in case something came up. We were always worried that something was just going to fly straight over, but it wasn't that that many. Like there was, but they mainly just flew to where we were, which was good. And everything's the orc versions of the bugs, which are the stronger versions, essentially the evil versions. It's like all part of Director Smex's Grand Evil plan to stop him from getting big again, and they're telling the world about his secret evil story. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, like I said, it's a bit of wave defense on this one. We have really strong weapons and armor since we defeated the Broodmother. So it wasn't actually too much of a challenge for that. And Miles, I'll give credit for it. Miles spent the whole time with the mushroom group. He built all of this. So we were pretty well defended. We had like 3 layers of walls around each of the remixes. We had a castle layer wall. It was, yeah, they weren't getting through. This was a little bit harder on New Game Plus. I thought New Game Plus was a lot more fun, but yeah, it wasn't that bad. And we're back to normal difficulty at this stage as well, by the way. And then after completing, we get the best part of waking up. Successfully brew the beginning cocktail. So that was the end of the story, essentially. The only thing we have to do here is grow big again. But, like I said, we need to get 100% completion. What does that entail? Well, like I said earlier, that entails completing every single collectible. Now, unfortunately, so no more homework. That's completing every single one of Burgle's quests. Sorry, I missed that one. No more homework. Completing all the Burgle's quests. You can see there I'm looking at all the different collectibles that we needed. So at this stage, we thought, yeah, we got them all. We got them all. Let's grow big again and get the 100%. So, trophy number 1, grow big again. Well, go big is for growing big again. So that's this is basically the end of the game, right? There is no more at this stage. Now, we thought we collected everything. We thought we collected everything. We did everything. So we're like, yeah, we're going to get 100% here. You can see here as it's coming through. We're like, yep, that's great. Finally completed the game. Oh, wait, it's 99%.
That was amazing.
We're missing something. What are we missing? Well, that is a good question. What are we missing? Well, we're missing a few things, to be honest. And then we went back and got those few things. And then we're like, yes, finally, this is now our time to shine. We're going to get 100% again. Well, we're going to get 100% this time, I should say. No, we did not.
Approved.
We were missing more things. What were we missing? Well, we were missing some random things, some random signs in a lab just super far away. And this time finally activating the grow big again, we get the super win trophy for getting 100%. There we go, 100% of the game is completed. Every single collectible, every single item, every single quest, every single boss, it's all done. Now you may be thinking, what are the remaining 2 trophies? Good question. It is your entering the game plus and completing the game plus. So we're here in the lab. This is the lab where all the collectibles were that we sort of missed. So Miles went back and got all of these files over at the gas station, I suppose you call it. Anyway, after we activate New Game Plus, we get the trophy. Did I do that? Activating the remixer and New Game Plus. New Game Plus is new enemies, there's new modifiers, there's new items, there's everything. They've done a really good job with New Game Plus. It's unfortunate that we didn't have to play too much of it, but oh well. It is what it is. Anyway, I accidentally lost the footage for the Platinum Trophy, and after completing the game plus and growing big again, we get the Grow Big Again trophy. Luckily, we had saved the PlayStation footage. I'm going to do that for all my trophies now, so that if I accidentally lose the footage or it's corrupted or it doesn't work in some way, we're always going to have some footage of the trophy. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to have something, right? And yeah, that's grounded. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a long one, but it's a longer sort of game. I spent about 100 hours on this game, so about 50 to 60. Yeah, it was a fun game. You know, we're always playing a survival game, so there's definitely another one coming up. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next Platinum Trophy and 100% playthrough. See ya.